Okay, so we're going to talk about sticking hands a bit and kind of get into that section of things. And so if the person is here, obviously if I can just get away from them, I'll do that. If they've already thrown a punch at me, I'm going to try to get my body out of the way if I can. Not the way I just did, by the way, where I'm here, where maybe the second punch then is down my throat. What I'm going to try to do is to move with whatever I can, bring your other punch, and get things out of the way. Notice I am putting a hand on him, and the other hand is available to me also. And I do have, in this case, a little body quality. So come again, if you would. So it's surprise, and come again, and surprise, and I'm here for the arm break. I'm also there, or if he punches again, I can stop it from there, or bring that anyways. Now I've got both my hands on it, and I'm on. So slowly, make sure it's coming for me. And your other one. And to there. Do that much. So when they came here, I saw a lot of people doing this, and then bring that, and then doing this, and then, you know, this way, and there wasn't any body quality in there, which means this part was really stiff and kind of tense while they were navigating with their arms. And the problem with that is if they're really hitting, then that hit is going into all that tension, right? And so it's a problem. So what I want you to do with it, slowly punch again, is to do this and let your body be relaxed enough and in there. And he comes with his next one, and you can feel it because you're so in here that when he moves, you'll feel it happening, starting to happen. Now that doesn't mean you couldn't do something to try to hide it, but most people coming, you're going to feel all that action, and you're going to know which way it is. And notice I'm keeping my body in here, coming in, and I'm getting a hand on it as soon as I can, and keeping my body in there. And so that's part of making sure that I'm close in here, and then I'm controlling his space. Come with your other hand there, and I'm controlling his space while I'm in there doing that, because because literally the way that I'm moving, if he decides he just wants to shove me, slowly punch first, and then come in here with your body behind it, is okay, because I'm being relaxed enough that as soon as I feel that pressure, I'm not going back, because he's just ran into you, which means you'll get, if he's bigger than you, or faster than you, or more determined than you, you're getting shoved out. Well, instead of doing that, I'm just, oh, okay, and I'm staying close to him while moving the part out of the way. So what it does, it allows me to really stay, in terms of what we're talking about here with this, really connected to the center, keep coming, and yet I'm not really receiving, make sure you're aiming for me every time, I'm not really receiving his hits, and it puts me into nice positions for stuff. Okay? The second thing that's going on here is if he brought this, and I came out here and stood out far away, and bring that other punch, and I'm trying to stop the other punch, I'm not in a good position to really do it. Bring the other punch, and so bend that elbow and then bring it. Yep, there you go. I'm not in a good position to stop the punch because, here, I'll just put it this way, you block me off there and stay out there far, and notice it's not, even if he's got me here, because I had that distance to work with to begin with, you couldn't stop it, right? But if I'm here, bringing the other one, turn around here, being careful for your arm. If I'm here and he wants to do that, I'm already on him. So as soon as they see the other one, I can stop him at the origination of it. I don't have to wait. And if he tries to bend this in and come out and around, I can feel that too, and I'm still on him. And I'm close enough to reach him, and I'm not having to raise him for it. And bring that one again. And I'm already working up into here, so when this comes now, right, I'm already in there to take care of that. As opposed to if I'm out here trying to do that, he's already fired, there's where you are. All right, do that much. Okay, so right away, as soon as the person is going to a position to do this, if I get away, I get away. Can't get away, I'm going to seek to somehow be kind of gurish about it. So I'm here, I'm going to seek to do this. So as soon as he throws, I'm already in the position, and notice I did this and folded my body, come with the other one, and now I'm already getting in there. Notice I've got both his arms. This hand's kind of free for me, right? And I've got the body next to his. and now I'm in here. So as soon as he goes up, if I'm close, I'm already looking to navigate it. And so what I want you to pay attention to here specifically is I'm coming here and I'm sticking to him and conforming to him, and I know that my body's going to have to do a little bit of that too. Bring the other punch since it's free. Right? And I'm coming in there like that to take over the position and make sure I know where he's at while I'm doing it. And so when he came to do this, sure, let's say as soon as I do this, he fires off his punch and he starts trying to drive me back. And I'm already still here, coming. Careful with your partner. Okay, so a couple things there. The first one is that you're going to have to kind of go slow in the beginning for your partner. Now, it's going to depend on your partner. You may have a partner that's really done a lot of things before where they can kind of do it faster, but most people, starting it off, they're going to have to go really slow just to mentally be able to cope and process what's going on. Second thing is, so going to the first part of this, is that when I come here, I'm moving in, stay right there, I am moving in the entire time, in and through them. I'm going to dominate. My goal is to completely dominate the position, 100%. I don't want them to have anything. Okay, so when he brings this, now he started firing. I may have gone contact, but I'll tell you, a person doing this, they want to fight, and if you feel like you can get away, maybe they'll chase you, maybe they'll throw, maybe they'll just be like, yeah, I scared you off. Okay. If you put your hands on them, they're probably going to start throwing. And I'm moving in now, even though he's coming into me trying to follow up, I am moving into him. So the only way he's got right now is kind of to come this way, and so he's trying to do that. I know that. I've already turned out of the way, and I'm dominating the position on him. While sticking to him, while moving into him, while making sure that his punches don't hit me, and that if he's trying to run me over, that his force is not coming directly into me, but that I'm navigating it around me somehow while I'm directly on the middle center of him wherever I end up going. If I started here and had to move here to get out of the way, that's okay. I'm still oriented there. If he does something into this space and I have to come this way, that's okay. I'm still oriented there. Bring the other punch there. I'm still doing that. I'm still doing that. I'm still doing that all the way in and through. Be careful with the partner. Alright, so as soon as they come up into the position, and I've gone, whoa, like this, and then he starts firing, the bigger thing for me, at least initially, is I want to be able to, and I've isolated it. So in other words, everything we did before, where we stuck to them, we evaded what they're doing, and we're moving into center, and we're coming into there, that really is how the art, and then punching or elbowing or both, or, you know, that's kind of, and then you're overrunning them. That's how the art works. That's the reality of it for a self-defense application. For the sticking part, and now this is an isolation of that first part, and also the fact that, let's say instead of trying to run into me, he really wants to hit me, and so he's moving, and we're in that range where if I don't do something, I'm going to get hit. Right? And so you'll throw your fist up first, and I'm here, and he throws his punch there, and as I'm walking in there, well now, what I could do is I could let go, but if I let go, I'm here, or I could try to just fire from where I'm at and hit him, and I'm probably going to end up, just keep throwing punches, I'm probably going to end up doing that, and it's going to be a nasty trade. And I don't want that. I want to control him completely, shut him down the way we did in the previous part, control it and end it. To do that, I need to be able to stick with him enough so that I can feel what's going on, and so that I can begin to move into the position to dominate that and feel what he's doing so that I'm not receiving it, right? Like what we talked about, getting out of the way of it even though I'm moving in. So as soon as his hands go up and I'm here and he throws one, and remember, you're not trying to come into me so much now, you're trying to move or so that I can't keep this. And I'm keeping it until I can go into that other part. Now, as a drill or a training method to do that, we're going to go slow. Put your hands on there, bring your first punch, and you can move your body if you want as well. And my goal here is just to stay still stuck, slower. Notice I've got part on there, and I'm same thing on the other side, and I don't want to be in front of his hit, and he should be trying to kind of hit me, and I am moving in there like before, and then what we're going to turn that into is right now you're seeing I'm very swimmy and everything else. Well, with a little bit of time in it, it's going to start looking a lot more like that. Boom, because I'll have the body understanding and the contact understanding and the feeling to make it like that. When people come the other way, what you find as soon as they get sloppy fighter, the sloppy fighter typically is hitting them a lot. They may still dominate the situation, especially if they've trained a bunch, but they're a little too stiff and rigid, and this is a common problem. So what you'll see here, and my instructor that I had for Wing Chun said this, he tended to approach things backwards. So a lot of people, they'll do this and then they get softer, softer, softer and come in. Now he would show this part a little bit stiffer and more than most people, only because if you don't emphasize it to beginners, they have a tendency not to get it. So really emphasize that, and then if you were really off in structure, he'd go lesson 1. After that, we'd go to this, and the way that he typically did it was if you come in and you were too stiff, well, he just hit you until you were softer. I can't teach a lot of people like that because they don't tend to stay around. If you and your partners are that kind of incented, be careful, but you could do it that way. All right, so put your hands out there, and so I'm going to stick. He's still trying to come after me, and my goal is to not be hit by him, but to really stick to him, and to make sure that I'm kind of being here doing that, right? So that away and that away. Notice it took it off of my nose and teeth. Keep coming slowly, and then he's giving me everything again, and here we are, right? Slower yet, because you're going to probably have to do it slow when you first do this. Put the hands on slowly, throw one. And notice I just stuck with it, moved my body out of the way. You can step and move, come slower. And the reason I'm making it come slower is because if you're not used to this, you'll, and then your partner will be hitting you, or everybody will be all stiff and all that stuff, and you don't want that. You want to be able to work well and keep your position well and stick to them. Slower. But you are aiming for me. Slower. But you are aiming for me. Yes. And you want to stick to them just like I'm doing there. Don't take it to the end point now. I wanted you to see that because of where he was. And then make sure they're coming from me. Yep, thank you. Be careful with your partner.